let's be clear. This is not the Wolverine you're used to. This is a man from a future that's completely broken, a world where all the villains got together and won. He is carrying the weight of every single hero he ever knew, and today, we're going to dive into what happens when the ghosts of his past just refuse to stay buried. Before we even get into the story, the action, any of it, we have to start right here, with this feeling. This one line from inside Logan's head meant it says everything. He has lived way too long, he's lost too much, and he's just done. And that really gets to the heart of this whole story, right? For most of us, memories, they're just things that happened. But for Old Man Logan, the past isn't just a memory. It's this living, breathing thing that is actively trying to pull him back under. It's a prison he can never seem to break out of. Okay, so just to catch everybody up, who is this version of Logan? Well, he's basically a relic. He's a survivor who's been thrown out of his own time. He comes from a place called the Wastelands, a twisted, dystopian America that the supervillains literally carved up for themselves. But here's the thing. The real gut punch of his trauma isn't just that the bad guys won, it's how they won. The villain Mysterio used an illusion to trick Logan into killing all of his friends, his family, the X-Men. He thought he was defending the school from attackers. That one night shattered him so completely that he refused to pop his claws for 50 years. So back in his own time, after the Hulk gang murdered his new family, his wife and his kids, that's what finally forced him to become the Wolverine again. And now he's stranded here in our present. And his whole mission is just to make sure that horrific future he came from never, ever comes to pass. But as he's about to learn, the past has a funny way of catching up to you. And this is where the story just kicks into a whole other gear. See, Logan's fight with his past is about to stop being a metaphor. It's about to become brutally, horribly literal, all thanks to a sorcerer with a very, very cruel sense of humor. So you've got this sorcerer, right? His name is Asmodeus. He casts this spell that's supposed to send Logan back to the Wastelands. But something goes wrong. Instead of going forward to his future, Logan's mind gets shot backwards, spiraling through his own timeline, making him a helpless passenger in his own worst moments. And the spell is just total chaos. There's no rhyme or reason to it. One second, he's back in his younger body, fighting in Canada. The next, he's on the moon, watching a tragedy he can't stop. Then, boom, he's in Japan, feeling that berserker rage take over. He is completely disconnected, like a ghost inside his own life story. And where does he land first? Oh, the irony is just brutal. He's dropped right into his very first brawl with the Hulk. Think about that. In his future, the Hulk's inbred family murders his family. But here he is, right at the beginning, forced to fight alongside a man he knows will become a monster. And he can't do a single thing to change it. And if you thought that was bad, the spell's psychological torture just gets cranked up to 11. He's thrown into one of the most painful moments for any version of Wolverine, watching Jean Grey die during the Dark Phoenix saga. He's right there, but he's just a puppet in his own body. And listen to his own thoughts here, because this is the key. This isn't just him remembering something bad. It's him reliving the absolute powerlessness. It's the exact same feeling that broke him when Mysterio fooled him. The spell is forcing him to be a spectator to his own trauma all over again. It's a custom-made hell, just for him. So just when he thinks this is all a nightmare that's just trapped inside his own head, well, the rules of the game are about to change. The threat is about to become very, very real. So, bam, Logan snaps out of it. He's back in the present day, sitting in some quiet little diner. He's probably thinking, okay, that was horrible, but it's over. Yeah, he couldn't be more wrong. And then they walk in. The Hulk gang. No, you're not seeing things. The exact same inbred monsters who butchered his family back in the Wastelands are here, now. They've somehow crossed over. The past isn't a memory anymore. It's walked right through the front door. You can just feel the shock, right? And the fight that breaks out is absolutely savage. This is the battle he already fought, the one that took everything from him. He's stuck in what he calls the same sick dance. The ghosts from his past are no longer in his head. They are real, they are bloody, and they want payback. So after this incredibly brutal fight, something dawns on Logan. These guys didn't just randomly show up. Someone had to have brought them here. And that someone is way, way more dangerous than a bunch of gamma juice thugs. And in classic comic book fashion, with his dying breath, one of the gang members gives Logan a name, the Maestro. He says this Maestro promised them a new world, a paradise, and sent them to take Logan out. So who the heck is the Maestro? Well, imagine a Bruce Banner from another apocalyptic future. But unlike the feral, mindless Hulk that Logan knew, the Maestro has all of Bruce Banner's genius-level intellect combined with all of the Hulk's rage and power. He's a cunning, ruthless tyrant. He's the worst of both worlds, and he represents a different way to survive the apocalypse. Not just to endure it, but to rule it. And you don't even have to take my word for it. Maestro's own words tell you everything you need to know about his ego. He looks down on the Hulk that Logan already beat. He sees himself as the ultimate final form of the Hulk, smarter, stronger, and with way, way more ambition. So you know where this is headed, right? It all comes down to an inevitable, absolutely brutal confrontation. And it's more than just a fistfight. It's a collision of two broken men from two dead futures, and each one is hell-bent on erasing the other. The final battle is just pure, raw savagery. Maestro is taunting Logan, calling him a coward, trying to get in his head, and Logan is fighting with all the rage of a man who has lost everything, not once, but twice. It's basically a fight to see whose violent past is finally going to swallow them whole. And through just sheer grit and bloody-minded determination, Logan wins. But it's not really a victory, Maestro is beaten, but he's not finished. He gets away, promising Logan that this is far from over. The ghost isn't gone, it's just retreated back into the shadows for a little while. And that really leaves us with this final kind of haunting question, doesn't it? What this whole journey shows is that for a guy like Old Man Logan, there is no finish line. His past is a relentless hunter, and any moment of peace he finds is just the quiet before the next ghost comes knocking. For a man like him, the war might never, ever be truly over.